Hi.
Hi. Nice to finally see you.
You too. You too.
Great. Well, thanks so much for coming in for the conversations. We're so happy you're able to chat to us for a little bit.
Thank you for the invite.
Okay. Our first member of the public is sitting next to me, so he's going to introduce himself and then just.
Okay, thank you. My name is Tebo.
Yeah.
Hello, Debbie.
My surname Mutama. Yes, and may I know you?
So, Ntabi, perhaps we should begin with you just telling us a little bit tell us your story. If you could let us know about Puo and how it came about and what your interest in languages. And also, I'm curious to know what your relationship with Lesotho as a space is, how it was to grow up here. I know you grew up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. No, thanks. So the how Puo was born was kind of by accident in the sense that I think if I didn't have children, I probably wouldn't have seen um, how big a need there is, or what a dearth there is in the market for children to engage different languages. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
we can hear you
Yes, we can hear
perfectly.
you.
Okay. So I've got a 9-year-old child, a 5-month child, and my husband is from Zim and he's from Stellenbosch. So it was when our firstborn was born, and we just knew that we were going to speak to her in respective languages. So mine being Sesotho and his being Ndebele. And it was, sort of okay. This is a normal organic process, and things that to our
Hold on just
children.
a second. I think we're getting some feedback. Okay. Let's see. I don't know if it's ours or okay. Okay. Sorry.
I
Yes.
know I've got both of you on video.
Yeah.
That was
Okay.
okay. Let me just
You
sort of.
proceed.
So, we were also a bit surprised that some people frowned upon the choice. Okay, why would you want to do this? And isn't it such a sort of you're going to confuse your children if you speak to them in your languages and the like. And I think this surprised us, just in terms of that response. But then at the same time, we also came across a lot of people that embraced it. And we also had a lot of other friends who we call upon who had also made this lifestyle choice to engage with their children in their languages. And the reason it came from a language point of view was that we just thought, okay, we're gonna um, engage in their or have them know about the culture, have them know that they matter and who they are and how they define the matter. That language is a natural place to start to do that. So, in terms of that choice, I was fine in the home, in the conversational. And then, of course, you want to get storybooks and games and the like that you can then, use in that household, have that be part of your bedtime reading. And, I went to the mall, quite, confident, fine, and I did look and I saw that they were really hard. So that's how Puo was born, in terms of addressing my personal needs. And like I said, in practicing conversations with other people, realizing that there is that other need from other people. And it's actually grown over the last 3 or 4 years, just in terms of parents expressing that need or expressing the concern that my child is going to be so disconnected to who they are and the culture and just that sense of self pride who they are. So that's how it was started. I must say I also took the view of a multilingual approach, and knowing that children can be multilingual and there are benefits in being multilingual, and but also just wanting to make sure in our daily lives, that are just so techno savvy, so fast, so quick, so whatever, that we make sure that in some way our culture um, permeates, in our lives.
Okay. And in terms of, I mean, I'm interested to hear a little bit about your background and how growing up, I imagine growing up in a bilingual sort of family unit, and actually having lived in so many countries. You said I read your bio, and you'd lived in exile in a couple of places. And then how that impacts something like your understanding of language and the bilingual and the importance of it. It obviously has become a very important thing for you in that you then established Puo Educational Products. So
Yeah.
perhaps you could tell us a little bit about your, like, you know, who you are, how it happened.
Okay. Yeah, so as you said, I grew up in exile. I was actually born in the States. Then we moved to Zambia, and then moved to Lesotho when I was 8 years old. And that's actually when I really first learned Lesotho. So for me, it was actually quite exciting because I learned it because it was, first of all, like in a functional sense, like playing with other kids. You just have to find the medium of communication. We lived in Roma initially. I'm at the university, and then we moved to Nthabiseng. So it was very functional, and it's like, okay, if you're gonna communicate, if you're gonna play, if you're gonna, be relevant, then you have to speak. So that was how I really plunged into it. Of course, this was, obviously reinforced in home, with my parents, but also being in Lesotho, then we were able to engage with a wider family network, which also helped. So from that regard, I think, like so many other families, we had a bilingual existence in terms of going to school, English, and then elective homework play. And then from a formal point of view, going to nursery prep, and then there was that requirement. I don't know if it's still there, but you have to take Sesotho as a language. So that also then helped from a formal point of view. So for me, it was fun, the memories and games and all of that. Whether it was Khati or Ticket or, all of those games that would have you spending hours and hours outside. There's a part of me that feels sad that my children don't have that. In fact, we were talking about it with my parents yesterday, that our children are going up to a different era of TV and movies, and not that much free play and life. So that's really for me the nostalgic bit, but then also understanding that we also probably grew up so much in such a different environment from our parents. So we do have to move on, but how do we move on within the context of a culture and a language. So, with my kids, there are times, where we'll do get, or I must admit, I'm a bit rusty.
I'm like a pro.
But
No.
sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, your memories. You think, oh, of course, I used to do this all the time.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh wow.
But anyway, la haole jwalo, it's important to play that. I think also with our kids, the school, my kids, sorry, schools that they go to does have a mix from a cultural and language and background perspective. There are some of these traditional games that do into play, so it's not too foreign for them. But then after that, we left Lesotho when I was in Form 3, so I was 14. And then, so I finished my high school in the States and went to college and remained connected to the Lesotho, or I suppose the network of us living in the States it widens. When you're an international student, then it widens in terms of people from other parts of SADC, people from other parts of the, the continent, and then just also a multicultural and multi-international on a global scale. So for me, I thought, it was actually normal for me to be in a multicultural environment. And what I found in terms of being in those environments, it actually enriches your own identity because you're able to contribute to those conversations. Okay, well, for Nugget, that you're talking about game, food, or language, or whatever, you're able to contribute. So I certainly think in terms of our children and raising that it's something that sometimes people only appreciate when they go overseas or they engage in a multicultural environment. But actually, I also have something to contribute. I also and I find that often when people start to dig and investigate and okay, all those phone calls home to your mom or to your grandmother, Kana, how do you do this or that?
Yeah.
I think it's a beautiful process.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. And in terms of Puo products, I know they're available in South Africa. Are you kind of getting them out to other places? Are they already available in other countries?
So we've ventured into Botswana, because we've got them in Botswana. Had also some people that have in Namibia, as well. I think in terms of Lesotho becomes a difficult in terms of writing, spelling, which is a
I'm sorry,
DU and
can you
not
hear me now?
LU.
Can you repeat?
So
Sorry, we didn't hear that.
sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can.
Okay, I was saying that with venturing into Lesotho, it's become a little bit of a challenge in terms of spelling, because we use South African DI and
Spelling. Oh yeah. Yeah.
spelling.
Yeah.
So, but physically we've gotten into some, and then we also our online store have orders in Europe and South America.
In Europe and America. Okay.
So
Okay.
you are in
Well, so basically reaching people in the diaspora.
Okay. That's fantastic. I mean, I think it's really important that because of the kind of nature of the diaspora dialogue that I've kind of put together, I think it's fantastic what you're doing, given that Puo actually speaks to a particular kind of diasporic position where you are in Europe and you have your Mosotho child and they have a complete disconnect from the country with which from which they're from. So I think that's a really strong thing that Puo is doing, and hopefully we'll see more of Puo around in
Yes, I think the more we get out, the more we're getting those positive and demand more. We're working on a folktale series as well, so that will be out early next year. And I think again on a number of levels, just in terms of images, for children to see themselves in a book, to be seen. Did you get the books?
No, we actually couldn't find them.
Oh, okay, all right.
Stopped and sent it.
Okay, so you can I sent you the link though on the
Yeah, online.
okay where
Yes.
but just I just wanted to show you just in terms of the images that are there. So children are excited that they can see themselves on the book.
Yeah.
And then there's the layer of language in songs and rhymes, and then also on the literacy aspect. So we're quite excited to be making an impact on children generally and like I said in the diaspora
Yeah.
on those multiple levels.
Yeah. And are the books kind of in the school systems? Have they been?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, they're approved by the Department of Education, the South African Department of Education. So we're getting into schools, into government schools, and we are also getting into private schools. So, your profits and
Yeah.
all of those guys. And then also work with corporates that embraced education as their focus of and getting the books and other materials into community schools. So that's also quite exciting to make that impact.
Okay. Fantastic. That's great. I don't know if you have any questions.
Yes, I have questions actually. So my question is, my sister, is that what have you learned and that you can teach so far, which you have achieved, like to a person like me who has been through, who hasn't gone through a situation which you have been through, and who's still gonna go through a lot, because many people, I believe, that they want to reach your level, and I always want to reach your level and to even go beyond. So what would you tell me, and how would you advise me in terms of work, in terms of anything?
I would say I didn't get what
You
work you do.
Yeah. What do you do?
okay?
Maybe tell her
Okay.
first.
Now I'm working as an artist, and I mean I'm an interpreter.
Oh, okay, okay.
So yeah, that's my way.
Oh, cool. So it's within the language spectrum. What do you?
Oh, okay.
He's an interpreter
Yes.
and an artist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Nice. I would say, so two things, just in terms of your personal development. So keep at it, keep working at your skills so that when you do present yourself to others, babona you're not a champion or whatever. So keep honing those skills, keep developing your skill level. And then secondly, I'd say, it's networks. It's getting out there. So it's great that you're at the Morija Festival, engaging with other people in the space, and just keep those conversations going. And the more you put yourself out there, the more people know about you and bring work your way.
Okay, so how do you feel to have achieved what you have achieved now, to be where you are actually?
um, I feel, I mean, it's amazing. Last year I was doing just a summary of what we've achieved so far, and it was really like, wow, because I think Canada, we get so stuck in just the day to day that we stand back and say, okay, this is what we've done. So, it's been amazing. It was actually a very humbling experience because it's been a lot of hard work. Nothing comes easy. You have to work at it. And when people say you're lucky, it's opportunities that have come up through your hard work. Nothing just falls down onto your lap. So I'm very excited. I'm very humbled, and I'm very proud of what we have achieved. But also realizing that we have so much more to do with those. That also motivates me just in terms of really pushing in different directions for the business and reaching more children.
So, which part of South Africa are you in? I was living in South Africa. I just moved to Lesotho, and I believe last year. I think last year. So, which part of South Africa are you in?
We're based out of Johannesburg.
In Johannesburg.
Yeah, we're based out.
Okay.
But then the nice thing also with the internet, you know, we're able to have these different conversations. We're able to, you know, like just even in terms of our writers, artists, all of that, they're in different parts of the world actually. So but our base is Johannesburg.
Um, so Lesotho, in Lesotho, where did you stay? Where?
Lesotho, we lived in Rome at the university,
Oh,
and then we Nthabiseng.
oh. And Zambia, I heard that you were once in Zambia, and I have friends there, many.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, we were
Kidwe or where?
we're in Lusaka.
All this the
We're in
capital city.
Lusaka, yeah.
Oh,
In Zambia.
okay, that's wonderful.
Thanks.
Yes.
Great. I don't know if anybody else wants to chat.
To chat.
Thank you. Well, I mean, I don't know if anybody else has any other thoughts, but thanks so much for
Thank you.
taking the time to chat. I really hope that these conversations are an ongoing thing. I think this is the first that we're having here at Maida House during the Morija Arts and Culture Festival. But I'd like for in some way to engage the diaspora in what's happening here. I mean, this is actually like Lesotho's creative hub. There's so much. I wish I could convey the kind of energy that is here right now. The festival's on.
Yeah, I was actually
Music
going to say I need to go there and ask next year. We did Swaziland, should have done the Morija one.
Yes, yes. So next year, physical presence.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much for making the time.
Thank you.
I'll also be in touch soon.
Okay, great. Enjoy the rest of the festival.
Great. You too. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.